I was so excited to get the ATN X-Sight II HD that I actually looked through 3 different vendors placing orders and then having to cancel them when they weren't available. Really impressive thing if you haven't heard of this. That picture there is indeed what it looks like looking through the lens. The features on this, there we go. You've got an accelerometer that senses recoil, so it can record video just before and just after the shot. It's got an altimeter, gyroscope, magnetometer to give you compass readings. It records 1080p. It broadcasts via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth onto a phone or tablet, so you can have someone see what you're seeing looking through the scope. It's available. This is the 3 to 14 power. They also have a higher one that goes up to 20 power. Just incredible concept. The one thing that I really liked about it is it has a smart reticle concept, which means that you, after zeroing it with a single shot, as they offer, can then adjust to different bullet weights and velocity by simply entering that. Entering the range. It does have a rangefinder, though it's not a laser rangefinder, and the scope will shift the reticle to the correct point of impact for you. So there's no holdover, none of that kind of stuff. It does all the math. Pretty impressive. Comes in this nice bag, and we do get a little bit of literature. Quick start guide, some handouts. Really neat system inside. This is as it came to me. You get 2 of these 123A style batteries for the included IR illuminator. That's for the night vision that this has. This top layer velcros out to get to the scope, which I find is kind of interesting. Mount is integrated. I've removed the captor already. You've got a mini HDMI, micro SD, and a USB port. Weighs about 2 pounds. It's rather heavy, and unfortunately I don't think I'm going to keep this thing, and I'll show you why. To start, this pink view is what I saw. We're looking at a target board with 6-inch circles from 100 yards away. Then it somehow fixed itself, and we got normal color back. But we're stuck in this Monet vision.
That should have been good. So this is using the internal microphone on the X-Sight II. We're looking at a fence post that is been ranged at 10 yards from us, and that's about as clear as we can make it. Yep, as you can see, it's a very narrow depth of field on the focus. The picture is decent. It's supposed to be 1080p. Watch what happens as we zoom in. The zoom's a little chunky. As we get all the way in, we go Monet style. See the colors start to blur, and I cannot focus it. So let's bring it back out. Now we're all the way back. Notice the reticle moves. It's nice because it's shifting the point of aim. Of course, the sight thinks we're at a distance of 298 feet. That's because the range finding feature that's on this is done by calculating, measuring a top and a bottom, not by laser range finding. I know these distances because I have my own laser rangefinder. If you look over at that tree, which I've ranged at 158 yards, and we'll start zooming in. Not the smoothest zooming. And we're back to Monet. Try to bring it back some. And it's continuing to zoom in and out after I've released the button. I think it takes a while to process. So if I try to adjust our focus again, that's not too bad for a full-size tree. At 158 yards. Zoom all the way back, and if you look across the field, across the river, that swap of field right there is 168 yards. So I'll try to zoom in on that. Can't tell you how much zoom this is because it doesn't tell me, but it just kind of keeps going run away. What we're looking at are baby filberts. It's about as clear as we get it. Makes it a bit difficult to shoot. Point targets might work for an animal. I don't know, I don't hunt. So here we are back all the way at 3 power. Clarity issues, and once again that really narrow depth of field on the focus. Those floating orbs are actually dots on a vine. We can find a focus point. Nope, looks like we can't. We just have to guess what that is if we're hunting or trying to think quickly. That's the performance of this device and some of my disappointment. Let me know what you think.
So I think I might give the X-Sight one more try before deciding. It wasn't what I was expecting based on the advertising and beautiful website, but for the price, you really can't get much more.